One mistake that I did when I was starting out in my journey of becoming a billionaire, documenting my journey, self improvement, is that I told everything to a lot of people. And it is something that I still regret right now. Because me telling to those people, even when I didn't have any direction, even when I was lost, just made me realize that me telling that things to other people is actually the work that is going to help me get there. But in fact, it was just dopamine, or it was just the feeling of being successful and not the hard earned efforts that you need in order for you to become successful. And so when you are trying to get to a phase that really doesn't exist, but it is there in your mind, the only thing that you need to make sure is that no one literally knows what you are doing. And that is why I have more than 500 people blocked in my Instagram account. And there are a lot of channels that I have across YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, but that doesn't really matter because most of the people that I know personally, they are in Instagram, and so I blocked them because I genuinely feel like when you are taking a leap of faith in your life and when you are trying to achieve all of your dreams and you're trying to make the reality match the vision that you have in your head, there isn't any chance that people really need to know that what is really going on in your mind. Because when you are doing so and people around you who you know personally are listening to you and seeing you on everyday basis, and they are seeing that you don't get any results, and they are criticizing you for it, you will eventually reach a phase that you will realize it won't work out, and so you just pivot or you just give up entirely. And when you get to that phase, you don't really make sure that you are trying to change your mind to something that actually works. You are trying to convince your brain that whatever is it that you are picking, it doesn't really matter because you don't respect yourself and you are just respecting other people's opinion, and that's what makes you stuck and that's what makes you mediocre. And regardless of you telling to other people, you will eventually get to a phase where you are actually stuck, you won't have any direction. And in this phase too, you shouldn't tell anything to anyone, regardless of how many people there are who you are trying to communicate with about the dream that you have. Just make sure that you don't get to a point where you over explain everything, because when you're doing so, you get to that same phase again. You become trapped again by dopamine talk, by you talking about the feeling of the work and not entirely the work itself.